Welcome to our mini course on manifestation. I'm Mark Wilson here, and in this little mini course, what we're going to do is we're going to take you from beginner level of manifestation all the way to an advanced level. And so often I see manifestation is taught at such like a high level where it's so hard to really understand and so hard when you've never really done it before or done it intentionally before to be able to get the impact. So what me and my colleague John are about to do is we're going to break it all down for you, make it super, super simple so you can start manifesting all the things that you want in your life and start achieving things that you never thought were possible. So tune into this. We're going to rock your mind with it. All right.
Hey, I'm the Viking marketer, and this is my business partner and fellow founder of Digital Freedom Movement, Kellen Chivy. Since 2017, we went from mechanics busting our knuckles every single day, never getting days off, to unlocking freedom for ourselves and helping thousands of other people just like yourself do the exact same thing. Subscribe and tune in and see how we're creating freedom for thousands of people.
Perfect. So like I said, what we're going to be going over is taking you from manifestation, never done it intentionally before, never really thought about it in a way that you've used this tool, all the way to a way that you're manifesting the best reality that you've ever had ever. And that's what we're going to do on this video. So, or this series, because it's going to be a 4-part series. This is part 1. This is just your introductory. This is just your overview. And then John's going to do a beginner, intermediate, and advanced one. So definitely tune into those. Those are all going to be coming out next week. And they're definitely going to blow your mind to that real next level. So I just want to cover one thing before we get into any of this. You keep hearing me say manifest intentionally. I just want to let you know that you're currently manifesting in your life. Everyone is always manifesting. There's not a single person on this earth that is not manifesting. It's just a lot of times we're not doing it intentionally and we don't understand what we're actually bringing into our life, but we actually are manifesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to actually do that intentionally so you are controlling what you're bringing into your reality instead of just not bringing into your reality whatever comes your way. All right. So as we get into manifestation, I'm sure you've heard of manifesting and law of attraction. So these are both very, very powerful tools. We choose to more teach on the manifesting side than the law of attraction side. I just find it way more powerful of a tool because essentially what the law of attraction is attract what you want. And manifesting is attract what you are. And there's just a massive difference in between these two things. The reason being is the law of attraction is more about a perspective-based thing. And it really is about how your mind is wired. And that's why I think like manifestation is just such a massive, more accurate tool to be using, because what happens is your mind with the law of attraction is not always focused on one thing. And throughout your day, you get focused on so many different things, you get hit with so many different things. So if what you want in this moment is, say, a sandwich, then you are attracting a sandwich in your life, not say like a mansion or a yacht or anything like that. So that is why it's a little bit more like that. So for example, if you're trying to attract those things and you're focused on something else, it doesn't happen. But the thing that I see the most happen with people is they start attracting things from a place where they're missing in their life. So, which is coming from a negative place, which is that scarcity mindset. And what you're trying to do is bring in abundance to your life, which is the exact opposite. So for an example, let's just say that many times it's told, it's just like, you know, with the law of attraction, it's just say that you're going to get a Ferrari and the universe will bring you a Ferrari, which is just so far-fetched. And that's why it doesn't work, is because if you're like, well, I'm broke, and the majority of time, all you're thinking about is the loss, the brokenness, or let's just say that you're not in a relationship, you don't have love in your life, and you want love, and say you're a woman and you're just like, every time you go on these dating apps, all the guys are pricks and they're losers or they're creeps or anything like that. And you're like, all guys out there are creeps and losers and all that type of stuff. So you're saying this, and that's the mindset you actually have. And you're like, but I want a man in my life. I want to be in a relationship. What you're attracting is what you said to the world is all men are creeps and losers, they're jerks, but I want one. So that's what you're going to continue to get, is because that is your law around that aspect of life. So because your law is in a negative way, in a scarce way in your brain, and that's how you're wired, what you're going to do is continue to attract from how you're wired in that kind of way. And that's why I just don't believe, for most people, the law of attraction is going to work. It's because you're just never going to be able to get that Ferrari, that great relationship, if you're not wired that those things are positives, if those things are attainable, and you have good laws in your brain about those type of things. And this is where, like, I think that manifesting is such a more powerful, more accurate tool, because it's what you are. So you're not like, how do I say this? If you're not someone that is capable of, say, getting a Ferrari, if you're not at that place in your life right now, everyone is capable of manifesting or attracting a Ferrari, but some people just aren't at that place that they can do that. Some people are at that place that they can attract an extra $100 a week. And that is something that they can do, because just like everything in life, going to the gym, riding a bike, driving, these are all skills. And I call them tools, but they're all essentially skills, right? They're all things that you have to learn. These aren't innate things that are just like, to use them correctly are just already within you. You didn't get born like knowing how to manifest, knowing how to use the law of attraction, or else everybody would be using it correctly and you wouldn't be watching this video. So it's one of those things that you have to build those muscles. You have to build that skill, so you're using it more effectively, and you'll be able to bring more in. And that's why a lot of people shoot for the stars, and that's where they're starting. But like I said, they're just not that person yet. And that's why, like manifesting, you attract who you are. So you're attracting at your level, more capable, not what you're just focused on, and your laws around that. And that is, I think, one of the biggest significant misleading factors. And the other one is, a lot of times that with the law of attraction, it's not about like the work that you're putting in. So a lot of times, like, it's just like, yeah, attract a Ferrari, but you're not putting in the work to get a Ferrari. Attract the best man that you possibly could ever get in your life, or best girl if you're and instead of doing that, and you're not you're not changing the laws and who you are, and you're not attracting the right ones, and you're not very, very much getting defined on that. And that's why manifesting is just such a more powerful thing, because you're going to get the things that are at your level. And John's going to go into a little bit more details of what those tools are and how you can better use them. Okay, so what I'm just going to say before I kind of wrap this up is like how you should start, how you should focus, and just focus on one part of your life at first. If you try to start manifesting everything, it's just like, okay, I want to learn how to drive, but I want to learn how to stick drive, and I want to learn how to drive on a racetrack in competition. It's just like, that's probably not the best place to learn, because professionals crash every single day. So you learning in that environment probably won't be good. So taking on too much at once, just as in everything, it's not a good idea. So just try to start off with one aspect of your life, and that's where you should really be manifesting from. So who you are, that one place that you'd really like to start manifesting, and try to come from more of a place that maybe you don't have such like bad feelings towards, and maybe you don't have that such like negative connotations for, and a place that you believe that you can actually believe from, because with a lot of manifesting, you have to actually believe what you're manifesting. If you're starting this phase, and you're like, well, I believe that I'm going to attract some new things to my life, and you're like, I don't actually believe it, and it's never going to happen. Well, who you are is somebody that doesn't believe that manifesting is going to happen. So what you're actually attracting is not that, and you're going to be attracting something else. And this goes to the state where, I'm sure you've had those days where you've woken up and you're like, oh man, like this is gonna be a crappy day. It's cold outside, it's raining, just such a like, I don't feel good, all of those kind of things. And you end up attracting a bad day. And a bad day over and over and over again the whole day. Like everything's garbage, and everything that will come to your way, your brain will find some type of way of interpreting it as such a negative. Like I've talked to so many different people, and they tell me these things like, "Oh, this happened," and I'm like, "Oh, that's super great." They're like, "What are you talking about? That's horrible." I'm like, nah, actually, that's amazing. Like, you should be pumped about this. But because they said that their day is going to be horrible, the whole day has gone horrible. And I'm sure you've had one of those days where your day is just being horrible from start to finish because that's what you said it was going to be. So you just keep manifesting that into your life. And as so, like, even if you said like this day is going to be great, but you're not the type of person that's either taking action towards this or actually believe it, you could have all this opportunity be coming your way, but it's just flying right by you. And you can't catch it because you don't truly believe that you can attain it. And you're not actually open to it. And I've had this conversation with my wife like so many times. I'll be like, no, that was that opportunity that you were talking about. She's like, oh, wait, it was. And then she goes and grabs it. And a lot of times it's you don't have those people in your life that have that way of thinking. So you're the one that has to like go into it, right? But by yourself, and you're the one that's going to have to make sure that you're catching everything yourself, which is totally fine. But you just have to set yourself up for that and actually truly believe. So if you're going into this and you're like, Mark, this isn't going to work, John, this isn't going to work, no matter what you teach me, no matter what it is, it's hokey pokey, turn yourself around, it's not going to work, then it's not going to work because that is what you're manifesting. So just know you have to go into it with that positive mentality with all of these type of things. And this is one of the biggest aspects with manifesting law of attraction or like business or just leveling yourself up or having breakthroughs in life or just having abundance is you can't go into it with a scarce mentality. Going into any of these things with that scarce mentality is just going to leave you to more scarcity because that is what you're going to bring into your life. So first thing is you got to take a step back, take some breaths and just be like, you know what, I'm going into this. I have nothing to lose because the only loss that I have is staying on the same pathway that I'm already on. But if I can start of manifesting the things that actually are going to bring me abundance in this world, like my life's going to be tremendously better. So you have to get rid of all those disbeliefs and negativities, even as for a week, and you will be blessed with those things that you're looking for. So anyways, getting back to it, I just want to give you a couple for instances of how you've probably done those things in your life in the past and everything like that, to give you a little bit of that perspective and why like who you are is what you're always going to be bringing in. Okay. So anyways, you start with one thing, you focus on that, and it's all going to stem with that, and you will get your first win. And what I call a win is when something is successful. So you will get your first win. But the big key here is you have to be clear. You cannot be vague. Okay. So like, I know I've talked to like so many people about these things and they're just like, oh, like, I just want to be happy. And I'm like, cool. Well, what does happy mean to you? I don't know. Like, I just want to be happy. I just want to let whatever the universe comes to me. And then I talked to them like a few weeks later and they're just like, oh, I'm not happy with what I'm getting. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, you're not being defined in what you're getting. That's why you're just getting everything. Because if you aim at nothing or you aim at everything, you will hit nothing. And it goes for so many aspects of life. It's just like when I teach people marketing and business, and it's just like, oh, like my ideal customer is everyone. It's actually no one. So just know that like keeping things super open and super vague is never the answer. And it's always going to lead you to more loss and more upset. And you're actually going to get further away from the belief and further away from manifesting more intentionally. Okay. So what you have to do is get very, very clear on what you want, really, really know, get concise on it so you can receive it. Okay. So like I said, 40% of Americans do not make goals. So, or North Americans, I should say. And if you are one of those people, it's time to start setting goals because that is the reason why you're at where you're at. And you're probably a little bit lost is because you have no direction. Find your direction, find what you want, but start off small, build up that skill, and you will receive more. So maybe you start with $10, okay, and that's cool. You start with $10. I want to manifest $10 into my life tomorrow. Maybe I just want to have the best day ever tomorrow. And if your best day ever, that's not quantifiable, so that's just more mindset. You're going to start the day with, like, today I'm looking for the best day ever, and you'll go into tomorrow with a greater mindset. And because you are that person that's looking for a great day, the likelihood of you getting a great day is so much higher. But that's where you just have to make sure that also you're aligned with that. If you have a lot of people that are trying to tear you down or trying to make your life horrible, you're going to have to start shedding those people, because today is going to be the greatest day ever. But there are going to be sometimes detractors in your life that are going to try to pull away, and then your belief goes away. And because your belief goes away, then the likelihood of you getting that, because you're no longer that person. So let's just say you go into work, you have that one colleague that's a jerk, and you're like, today's going to be the best day ever. Today's going to be the best day ever. But then you go by Joe's desk, and Joe starts ragging on you or saying some stupid things, instead of just being like, today's going to be the best day ever. Doesn't matter what Joe says, and you start feeding into Joe. Well, then your narrative has now changed, because your narrative is on whatever his manifestation, which is tearing you down, goes on. So you just also have to be protected of yourself and have to be cognitive of that. So you just have to keep repeating it. It's going to be the best day ever, going to be the best day ever. And I do this every single month. And I tell the people that I coach and mentor that this month is going to be the best month ever. And I tell them every single month, and I get super pumped up on it. And I've had it where, like, it's going to be the best month ever, and then I just lose track of that, and then all of a sudden it goes from the best month ever to like skyrocketing. No, like free falling down. Skyrocketing is going up. Free falling down, and it sucks. Like at the beginning of this month, like it was just like everything was coming together. Things were going so great, all those kind of things. And then I got COVID, and COVID like changed who I was for a tiny bit, and I was just had this mental fog, all those kind of things. And because of that, I lost track of what I was manifesting. And then all of a sudden, like, I started free falling. And I mean, like, since I figured out what was going on, and I changed the way that I was manifesting and who I was showing up as, everything started going way back up, and the month is ending just tremendously great. So you just have to be very, very cognitive about that. So if you want to have the best day ever, go into every single day, today's going to be the best day ever. Things will go that way, and you will start getting opportunities coming your way to make things the best day ever, the best day ever, the best day ever. And it's just super, super amazing. And like it goes on to other things. It won't ever come in the way that you think of. And that's what I mean by other things. It won't ever come into the shape and form. So say if you're trying to manifest like $10, you won't get $10. You'll get like your cup of coffee bought for you, and then you'll find $2 on the street, and then in your car you'll find another like a coupon for $5 when you're going to get food. And so you save $5, you receive $2, and someone buys your coffee for $3, and all of a sudden you receive $10 in a day. So that's where I say that you have to be open to it, because if you're not open to it, like, it'll just go pass you by, and then you'll think it doesn't work. The belief goes down, yada yada yada. You go into the tumbleweed of a negative, the negative way. So it's just really, really important. For one, you get very, very concise, very, very clear on what you want. Two, you actually believe. And then three, you stay open to those realities throughout the time period that you say that you want to receive the stuff in. And just know that these are, like I said, skills. You're going to have to build up the skill set, build up the strength of it, and then all of a sudden you will be manifesting Ferraris in your life. But you have to take action towards those type of ways too. Be open, take action, get clear, and it'll all come to you, because you definitely deserve it. Anyways, so I really, really hope that you enjoy this series. John's going to go over some awesome tools with you, but you have to take action along with all of these tools, and they will come to you. He's got some really, really cool stories. Like I'll tell you this one last story before I let you go on this video. And like one of my now best friends, he works with me. We actually do a podcast together, the Online Entrepreneur Experience. Like his name's Renee, and it's funny. Like I didn't know him at one point in time, obviously, because you didn't know anyone at one point in time. But I didn't know him at one point in time. But when he first like met me, or like he started getting mentorship from me, and like he started interacting with one of my employees, and he told one of my employees that he's like, man, like Mark is going to be one of my best friends. Like, I know it. I just like, I can envision it. It's going to happen. And it's funny because I didn't even know where this guy lived, and I was moving. And so I ended up, I was already moving like 20 minutes from him, where I used to live like 6 hours from him. And he's like, oh, that's no way. And now me and him like hang out like all the time. We're like two thick as thieves. It's just, it's crazy. But like he legitimately manifested our friendship, and it was because he was just open to it and he wanted it. So he continued to take action towards it. And then all of a sudden now we're like best friends. And I'm so blessed that he manifested that friendship, because he's brought so much abundance to my life as well. But like, those are the things that you have to like, you see these things, you have envision of them. They may not happen tomorrow, but they will come to you. And it's crazy, the things like John has some cool stories for you as well, things that he's been able to manifest. But yeah, anyways, tune in. He's going to go over beginners, intermediates, and advanced, and he's going to give you all those tools. So I hope you take everything that I just said, and this mindset, and the reason why we choose manifesting over a law of attraction, and really put them into all the tools that he's going to give you. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy.